The fainting goat's condition is a direct consequence of selective breeding, a process where nature and human intervention collide in ways that often seem unfair. The goats are bred for their unique response, which, although entertaining, also leaves them unusually susceptible to injury and stress. It's kind of like farmers deliberately picking goats that faint more often to produce more goats with this behavior. By doing this, they enhance the fainting trait and create species who are victims of the downsides of their fainting abilities. Frequent fainting can cause stress to the goat, especially if done more often. It can also limit the goat's ability to perform certain activities. For example, if the goat is required for activities that require a lot of movement and agility, fainting can limit their movement and agility. Now, it's time for today's subscriber's pick. Check out this amazing picture where two animals meet their end in an uncomfortable way. First up, we have an antelope carcass caught in an incredibly tight spot. Pressed in a thin hole dividing a rock, this elegant creature is wedged between, unable to move. The carcass was found in an African desert. Not much is known about how it got stuck, but it can be assumed that perhaps the deer thought it could pass through the narrow opening and got stuck in the process. Or maybe it was passing on one side and mistakenly missed its step, trying to cross to the other side of the rock, causing it to be stuck for life. In the other picture, they found a dog stuck in a tree trunk. It was the 80s when contractors found a dog known as Stucky deep inside the trunk of a chestnut tree. They discovered it when they cut the tree, and it was about 28 feet deep. Ever since that time, Stucky was kept in a museum in Waycross, Georgia for sightseeing. So what do you think? Is this picture real or fake? Share your thoughts in the comments section. The glass frog transparent predicament. Ever wondered what it's like to peek inside a frog's body? Well, for most frogs, you could use X-ray to see the bones, while there are frogs that are X-ray themselves. In the lush rainforest of Central and South America, a creature of remarkable and somewhat ironic design resides: the glass frog. Its name, derived from the transparent nature of its underbelly, reflects an adaptation that is as fascinating as it is fraught with paradox. With a belly so clear one could mistake it for a frog-shaped window. These critters give new meaning to the word window to the soul, or in this case, stomach, guts, intestines, and lungs. This transparency is achieved through the presence of specialized cells called chromatophores. They control the pigmentation and light reflection. This adaptation serves multiple purposes, such as camouflage by blending the frog into its environment, and thermoregulation, which permits the absorption and dissipation of heat. Yet, this transparency, while visually intriguing, comes with demerits. The very trait that provides camouflage and physiological benefits also makes the glass frog's internal organs more visible to predators. In an environment where every advantage can mean the difference between life and death, the glass frog's transparent belly is a liability. The frog's vulnerability is compounded by the fact that its internal organs are not only visible, but also relatively unprotected compared to those of other amphibians. They do not have abdominal muscles. Also, the glass frog's reproductive strategy further underscores the peculiar nature of its adaptation. During the breeding season, female glass frogs lay their eggs on the underside of leaves above water. The male frogs guard these eggs, which are also translucent, making them visible to both predators and opportunistic prey. They use the trick of camouflage to confuse predators. The spotted patterns at the back of the glass frog resembles a mass of eggs, which deceives the predators in going after them, and not the real eggs. The visibility of both eggs and developing tadpoles introduces an additional layer of risk, as the eggs can be easily spotted and eaten by various predators before they have a chance to hatch. The glass frog's transparent skin also presents challenges during its own defense mechanisms. While it may help the frog avoid some predators through camouflage, it can also be a hindrance if predators see through the disguise. Additionally, the transparency makes the frog more susceptible to environmental threats, such as pollution and habitat destruction, as it relies heavily on a delicate balance within its habitat. Furthermore, the glass frog's transparency affects its interaction with its environment. The need to maintain a specific level of camouflage and thermal regulation forces the frog to inhabit very particular niches within the rainforest. The specialized habitat requirements mean that any changes in environmental conditions, such as deforestation or climate change, can disproportionately impact the glass frog, making its survival increasingly precarious. In essence, the glass frog's life is a striking example of nature's sometimes ironic fairness. The glass frog is a see-through visible prey to predators. The thorny devil spikes hindrance. Sometimes the defense mechanism of an animal can be its own burden, especially when it comes to the small creatures. Meet the thorny devil. Found in the arid landscapes of Australia, the thorny devil is a creature draped in an armor of thorns and spines roaming the desert. This lizard, also known as Moloch horridus, is a marvel of evolutionary design, boasting a suite of bizarre adaptations that are both ingenious and ironically cumbersome. The thorny devil's remarkable defenses and survival strategies highlight an intriguing paradox in nature's evolutionary toolkit. The thorny devil's most striking feature is its elaborate, spiny exterior. Covered in conical horn-like spines, this lizard looks like a living fortress. These spines are not just for show. They serve multiple defensive purposes. They create an intimidating appearance that deters potential predators and provide a formidable barrier against physical attacks. The spines are quite strong, being able to withstand forces of about 400 pounds. If a predator tries to bite it, the spine can injure or cause discomfort. The lizard's body is also equipped with a false head on the back of its neck, which it presents to threats while tucking its real head beneath its body. This clever deception is designed to mislead predators into attacking a less vital part of the lizard. Despite these impressive defenses, the thorny devil's spiny armor comes with several ironic and challenging drawbacks. The very spines that offer protection can also make movement cumbersome and slow. In a habitat where speed and agility are often crucial for escaping danger, the thorny devil's armor can be a significant disadvantage. Its heavy, spiny body can make it less agile and more vulnerable to predators that can overcome its defenses. So the spines slow them down long enough to be eaten by predators with enough strong bite force. The thorny devil's specialized diet further complicates its existence. It primarily feeds on ants, which it gathers using its specialized tongue. The lizard's diet is incredibly specific, requiring it to consume vast numbers of ants daily to meet its nutritional needs. This reliance on a single food source means that any fluctuation in ant populations due to environmental changes or habitat disruption can have a severe impact on the thorny devil's survival. Moreover, the thorny devil's adaptation for water conservation presents its own set of challenges. In its arid environment, the lizard has evolved the ability to collect and channel rainwater through grooves in its skin to its mouth. While this adaptation is ingenious, it also means that the thorny devil is highly dependent on infrequent rainfalls. Extended periods of drought or changes in rainfall patterns can severely impact its ability to hydrate and thrive. The thorny devil's spiny exterior also makes it a target for human interference. Its unique and striking appearance has made it a popular species for exotic pet enthusiasts and collectors. This demand places additional pressure on its population and can lead to habitat disruption and exploitation. Thorny devils are solitary creatures or prefer to spend most of their time foraging for food in harsh, hot environments. So it would seem off course if they were taken by humans as pet and lab rats. They prefer to be left alone. In essence, the thorny devil's existence is a compelling example of nature's paradoxes. Its spiny armor and specialized adaptations are designed to offer protection and survival advantages, but come with their own set of ironic challenges. The very traits that are meant to safeguard the thorny devil can also create vulnerabilities and hardships, showcasing the complex and often unfair realities of evolutionary design. If only they could be free of those spines. The male seahorse's pregnancy paradox. Bet you never knew male seahorse get pregnant. The male seahorse, also known as hippocampus, plays a unique reproductive role in the sea's ecosystem, becoming pregnant and giving birth. While this adaptation is a marvel of nature, it also highlights a paradox that makes the male seahorse's life as complicated as it is extraordinary. In the world of viviparous and oviparous animals, the female plays the role of birthing, so it becomes a wonder and mystery when studying the reproductive cycle of seahorses. Let's take a quick look. During mating, the female seahorse transfers her eggs into a specialized brood pouch located on the male's abdomen. This pouch functions much like a placenta, where the male fertilizes the eggs internally. Over the course of several weeks, the eggs develop within the safety of the pouch, which provides oxygen and nutrients, while also removing waste products. Once the eggs have fully developed, the male seahorse undergoes labor and expels the fully formed baby seahorses into the water. This extraordinary adaptation allows for a high level of parental investment from the male, and it also introduces several ironic and challenging aspects. The male seahorse's brood pouch, while crucial for incubating eggs, can also be a source of vulnerability. The pouch is highly sensitive and can be easily damaged during aggressive encounters with other males or while navigating through dense vegetation. Any injury to the pouch can jeopardize the developing embryos and reduce reproductive success. So the faith of having children rests on daddy not losing his temper and fighting. Furthermore, the process of giving birth is physically taxing for the male seahorse. During labor, the male must expel dozens to hundreds of tiny, fully formed seahorses into the water, a process that can take several hours. This demanding task leaves the male exhausted and temporarily less agile, making him more susceptible to predators and environmental hazards during and immediately after birth. Finally, the male can relate to the pains of pregnancy labor. The unique reproductive role of the male seahorse also creates a situation where the survival of the species is heavily dependent on the health and viability of the male. Any issues with the brood pouch or complications during birth can have a significant impact on reproductive success and overall population health. The high level of parental investment required from the male seahorse places a disproportionate burden on him compared to other species where both parents share the responsibilities more equally. Additionally, the male seahorse's role in pregnancy and childbirth can lead to an unusual dynamic in the seahorse population. The need for males to protect their brood pouches and ensure successful births can make them more aggressive and territorial, which can lead to increased competition and conflict among males. This competition for mates and the stress associated with childbirth can affect the overall health and well-being of the male seahorse. In summary, the life of the male seahorse is a striking example of nature's paradoxes. While its role in pregnancy is a fascinating adaptation that provides a unique evolutionary advantage, it shows how burdensome it is to be a pregnant daddy and leader of a seahorse herd. The flightless kakapo parrot. The flightless kakapo parrot is the freak of the parrot species, native to the wilderness of New Zealand. This parrot is unlike any other due to nature's design and ecological niches. The majority of parrots are strong flyers, using their wings for navigation, foraging, and escaping predators. However, the kakapo is different. It is a flightless bird with mossy green feathers and owl-like eyes. Evolution gifted it with wings that are good for nothing except aesthetics. Even with these features, the kakapo has learned to survive for a long time. Don't feel too bad for it. It is not completely vulnerable. The kakapo happens to be a master of camouflage. His exquisite feathers and nocturnal lifestyle makes it suitable for evading predators. So the camouflage accounts for the wing's failure. This odd nature of the kakapo is its downside, especially where keen-eye predators such as stoats, cats, and rats exist. The bird's flightless wings, crafted as its escape device, now work against it. This is why they are prey most of the time. Predators seek them out and hunt them. Their keen eyesight and abilities gives them an edge over the kakapo. As the struggle for survival continues, the kakapo is likely to go extinct. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.